This video demonstrates how to properly prepare the port for installation of Arconic ring-locked adapters. Drill a hole 15 to 30 thousandths smaller than the minor diameter of the thread to a depth sufficient to enable tapping the hole to the minimum full thread length specified on the Arconic sales drawing or AS specification. Using the porting tool, drill until the counterbore diameter reaches the specified depth. Use of this tool will provide the applicable port contours, including the 20-degree sealing surface and controlled thread minor diameter. Select the proper size tap and tap the port until the full thread depth is of sufficient length to properly install the adapter. Several factors should be considered when choosing the broaching method: available equipment, parent material type and hardness, configuration of the workpiece, quantity of ports to be broached, and where the broaching fits into the sequence of operations. This video will cover the use of 4 types of Arconic broach tools. The non-impact broach tool is the most commonly used tool. It makes use of the port thread to draw the cutter into the port counterbore. This tool is ideal when the configuration of the parent material is not easily supported. Check to ensure that the broach cutter is not chipped or worn and that the port threads and 20-degree sealing surface are free of chips and debris. Lubricate the counterbore area of the port with cutting fluid. Insert the threaded portion of the tool into the port and rotate the smaller hex in a clockwise direction until the 20-degree stop rests against the mating sealing surface in the port. Using a socket or open end wrench, gently tighten the smaller hex until the 20-degree surface of the tool is firmly seated against the 20-degree sealing surface of the port. Turn the large hex by hand until the face of the cutter comes into contact with the top of the parent material. Using a wrench, continue to rotate the large hex in a clockwise direction until the face of the tool body comes into contact with the top surface of the parent material. Break the tool loose by rotating the large hex a quarter turn in a counterclockwise direction. Use a wrench to rotate the smaller hex in a counterclockwise direction until the cutter is free from the parent material. Then continue to rotate the hex by hand and remove the tool from the port. The impact broach is commonly used where limited equipment is available and when the manifold can be adequately supported. Check to ensure that the broach cutter is not chipped or worn and that the port 20-degree sealing surface is free of chips and debris. Lubricate the counterbore area of the port with cutting fluid. Rotate the nut in a counterclockwise direction so that the mandrel of the tool can move freely inside the tool body. Insert the pilot into the tap drill hole of the port. Note that when using this tool, it is preferred to broach the port prior to tapping the hole. Using an arbor press, apply force to the top of the mandrel until the shoulder of the internal mandrel contacts the counterbore surface in the body. Using a wrench, extract the cutter from the boss by rotating the nut in a clockwise direction. Do not rock the body to disengage the cutter, as this may cause damage to the cutter or port serrations. The wobble broach tool is often used when a greater number of ports are being prepared, and it's desired to complete the port preparation at one workstation. It is used in conjunction with a wobbling drift holder. Check to ensure that the broach cutter is not chipped or worn. Install the wobble broach into the corresponding wobble drift holder. Lubricate the counterbore area of the port with cutting fluid. Chuck the drift holder into a turning center and ensure that the tool is concentric with the port. As the cutter engages the top of the parent material, the cutter will stop rotating and begin creating serrations in the counterbore area of the port. Continue machining until the proper serration depth has been reached. The EDM broach tool is commonly used for broaching very hard materials. This tool is used in conjunction with a sinker or ram type EDM machine. Examine the serrated or working end of the electrode to ensure that the outer portion of the serration is not rounded. If the tool is worn, recondition the tool by grinding the serrated end. Install the electrode and ensure that it's concentric with the machine port. Adjust the power setting on the EDM machine to achieve the overburn specified on the Arconic sales drawing. Burn the serration until the proper serration depth has been reached. When using the non-impact, handheld, or wobble broach tools, chips will form in the counterbore area of the port. These must be removed prior to installing an adapter. To remove the chips from the counterbore area, select the proper size CRP series chip removal tool. Before using this tool, blow out the port to ensure there is no debris on either the threads or 20-degree sealing surface. This tool was designed to be used with a drill motor, but may also be rotated by hand. Install the pilot of the chip removal tool into the port and press down until the face of the tool rests on top of the parent material. Rotate in a clockwise direction until all of the broach petals have been removed. Arconic has developed a port serration gauge to check to ensure that the port has been properly serrated. Insert the pilot of the go end of the gauge into the port. The gauge serration should drop into the port serrations to the specified depth. Not doing so indicates that the serrations are undersized. If the serrations accept the go end of the gauge, insert the pilot of the no-go end of the gauge into the port. The gauge serrations should not drop into the port serrations. If they do, the serrations are oversized. Port preparation is now complete.